Hey, what is going on? I hope you're having a great day today, that things are going well, that if you're in the south, you're staying dry because of all the rain, but wherever you're at, you're enjoying what's going on. Today, what I wanted to do is take a little bit of time and show you this stretch routine that I've been doing for the past couple of weeks. It's going to open up your hips, it's going to open up your shoulders, your chest, pretty much everything. And it can take you feeling from like a 0 to feeling to 100 in a matter of like 5 minutes, just depending on how long you decide to hold it for. So remember, you don't need really any experience when you're stretching, but you do need another thing. It's called mindfulness. And the reason why you need that mindfulness is to make sure, right, that you know what you're actually feeling and that you don't get hurt. That's the number one thing with weightlifting. That's the number one thing with anything that has to do with exercising is safety first, right? That's the biggest thing. So when to do this stretching routine. One of my favorite, hey, what's going on, Caroline? There's something that's, there we go. What's going on, Mr. Nelson? Now there's something that you need to remember whenever you stretch as well, is you want to do this either in the morning, you want to do this before you work out, right, just briefly, definitely after you work out, and then you can do this before you go to bed too. One thing about society now is that we sit down nearly all day long. We're laying down when we're sleeping, we'll get up, we'll sit down to eat breakfast, we'll sit down to watch TV, we'll sit down whenever we're driving to work, we sit down whenever we get to work. A majority of the American population sits down for 16 to 20 hours a day. I know it sounds crazy, I threw those numbers out there, but it's something that's crazy number. What's going on, Alan? So with that being said, what you can do is you can stretch, and that's going to open up your hips, that's going to open up your chest, what I show you today, and it's going to do a whole bunch of good for your body. So the first thing that you want to do is stand nice and tall, just like this. You want to breathe in, reaching your arms overhead. Doing this in and of itself is going to stretch out your lats, it's going to stretch out your shoulders, it's going to stretch out your abdomen, it's going to stretch out your obliques. And then from there, y'all, what you want to do is you want to bring your hands back, and you want to shift your hips back so that you're actually stretching your hamstrings, so that you're stretching your calves, and what you're doing is you're just letting your body kind of just hang, really, right? There you go. So you're just kind of letting it hang. And then from this point, what you want to do is you want to bring your hands down to the ground, usually by the fingertips. Hopefully y'all can see that. And then you're stepping back, right? I like to call this the world's greatest stretch. One of my clients, her name's Pam. I've known Pam for like 20 years now. Pam calls it the world's crappiest stretch. And it's also called the Spider-Man lunge. So if you like Spider-Man, which I do, then this is a good stretch. So what you want to do then is you want to take your outside hand, if you can see it, and you want to put it inside that leg. So we're in the world's greatest stretch right now. It feels pretty amazing. And let me get at a different angle so that you can see. There you go. Now from this point, what you want to do is you want to take the inside hand and reach up. Oh yeah. So now you're going to be feeling a stretch in your hamstring right back here. You're going to feel a stretch in your hip flexor of the back leg. You're probably going to feel a stretch in your shoulders too. Now, here's the thing. You might not be able to do this. It is a lot. You got to be flexible. You got to be mobile. And if you can't, that's okay. If you're unable to, that's okay. Just realize that for one. For two, that's what variations are for. So you put your hands in the middle, and instead of extending that leg, what you do is you just keep your knee on the ground, and then you twist up and you reach. And this might even be difficult, right? Especially if you have tight shoulders. So then what you can do right there is you take this hand, and then you reach up, and you're like, oh my God, it feels so good. I haven't stretched like this in so long. And it's amazing. It feels great. And then from here, you place your hand back down, right? And then you straighten out that leg. And here's the next thing. Check out my back foot. I'm going to turn my back foot so that I'm stable, and I'm going to reach up just like this. I heard a couple of cracks in my back, right? So you want to hold like this, but just imagine not being able to hold that. So what would you do? We would keep our knee on the ground. We'd place our hands down, right? And then you raise your arm up just like this. You still feel that stretch in your chest. You still feel that stretch in your shoulders. You get it in your obliques. You get that stretch in your hip flexor as well. It feels fantastic. And if that's not happening because you're getting some shoulder damage, right? Not damage, but some pain, then go ahead, bend your elbow, and come up to a point where there is no pain. Okay, so we did those two stretches right there. Now the next thing that you want to do is bring your knee to the ground. You're bringing your feet together, and you're not going to the other side. What you're going to do next is actually shift back into downward dog. From this position, right, you're starting on all four, you're bringing your toes up in the back, and you want to straighten out your legs and bring your ears in between your elbows. Ears in between your elbows. Keep your back flat. If you're a yoga person, don't mock me too bad, right? You're getting a good stretch in the hamstrings, you're getting a good stretch in your shoulders, you're getting a good stretch in your lats, and you want to come on down and relax. Remember, during these stretches, you're going to exhale during the part which requires the most effort. Exhaling, breathing out during the part which requires the most effort. So once you have that downward dog, what we want to do is we want to straighten out our legs and come down to the ground. Oh yeah. I want you to lay down during this, okay? The next thing that we're going to do is go into our upward dog or cobra. I don't really know the name of it, but it's going to stretch the abdomen. And you want to place your hands right next to your chest just like this. Bring your chin up and lift one vertebrae, right? One spinal column piece at a time. And then lift and exhale as you're coming up. Oh, it's such a good stretch. But people have back problems. So if you're one of those people that has back problems and you're feeling it right back here, you're like, no. No pain, no gain, right? Like, what I mean by that is if there is pain, there is no gain. So then what you can do is you can actually place your elbows on the ground just like this. Exhale. As you're bringing up your shoulders, you shouldn't feel as much pain, but you'll get just as much of a stretch. Okay, just as much of a stretch. We have that stretch, we're holding for a few seconds. And then from there, we're coming right back down. And watch this. We're lifting up. We're going back into something called child's pose. Now in child's pose, what you want to do is you want to shift your hips back, keeping your feet on the floor, your toes pointed. And you're breathing out and relaxing in this position. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. It's one of my favorite because it's something easy to do. Your shoulders and your lats get stretched. And really, it's a break. How many times do you get to just lay on the ground and take a break for like 5 to 10, 15 seconds? Probably not too many, right? We live busy lives. So then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take that other leg. We're going to bring it forward, right? And we're going to do the exact opposite side of the world's greatest stretch in the Spider-Man lunges. So if we're right here, we're placing our hands to the middle, we're lifting up. We're bringing that inside hand up, boom, just like this. Ooh, it's such a good stretch. And then from there, remember we're turning our back foot. We're lifting that hand up. Ooh, it's such a good stretch. And if at any point that you need to, what you can do is place your knee on the ground. You can have your hand behind your head. And then you can actually stretch like that too. And then last but not least, right when you're finished, we're going to put both legs together. We're going to stretch out the hamstrings one more time. We're breathing in, coming up. And then all right? So if you watch the whole thing, or if you've been watching up to this point, then what you've kind of seen is the stretch routine that I do in the morning. Like I'll wake up at 4:45 in the morning. I'll get a glass of water, like 12 ounces. I'll put lemon, I'll put lime, drink it up real quick, make sure that I stay hydrated, and then the next thing after that is going straight into the stretch routine. Gonna go through it one more time with no breaks, right? The whole thing all at once. And then I'm gonna give you 2 bonus exercises. So if you wanna do this, right, let's do it together. Stand up, you can loosen up, be like, oh yeah, it's time to fucking work out, right? But even if you're at work, you can do this. Just make sure, don't do it if you have a dress on. So from here, breathing in as you're coming up, and then breathing out, you're stretching down, right? You're letting the body relax. From there, you're placing your fingertips on the ground. You're going to step those feet back just like this, right? You're in the world's greatest stretch, Spider-Man lunge. Both hands are to the inside of your foot. And then from there, you want to lift, stretch, 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 stretch. Hold for as long as you need to. And then come right back down. Turn the back foot. Come on up, stretch, 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 stretch as long as you need to. Come right back down. From here, you're bringing your back foot back, right? And you're stretching into downward dog, holding for as long as you need to. And then you're bringing yourself down. We're going to bring ourselves forward into our upward dog cobra, right? Stretch, 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 stretch for as long as you need to. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. You want to lower yourself and shift your hips back into child's pose. You're going to feel relief in your shoulders and in your back. And then from there, we're bringing our right leg forward, stretching out that back leg, lifting the inside hand, stretch, 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 stretch. Come down, turn that back foot, lift, stretch, 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 stretch. Remember, if you need to, place that knee on the ground and stretch with your hand behind your head. Then from here, y'all, we're bringing our feet together, stretch, 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 and then inhaling, coming up, and then exhaling, coming right back too. Now, with that being said, right, we just did an entire routine. I feel great. I feel like stretched out. I feel good. Like, let me keep moving, dog. The next two exercises, right, these are great for your hips. I just got a message. These are great for the hips. These are great for your glutes. This is great for your back. You'd be surprised at how difficult it can be. The prayer squat. Feet are about shoulder width apart. Please, God, don't let any muscles rip. No, I'm just kidding. And then breathing in, you're dropping nice and low. And we're holding in this position. So I'm going to explain it in just a second. What you want to end up doing is getting your feet about shoulder width apart. Hands are going to be together. Chest and chin are up. Taking a nice deep breath. And we're shifting our hips back, right? Now, mine might not be perfect, but it's pretty close. Now, what you want to do, what you don't want to do is this, right? Having a curved back, just kind of letting yourself sit. You actually want to raise your hips a little bit. Take your knees, push them out to the side so that you feel stretch in your inner thigh. And then from there, relax your shoulders, right? And pull them backwards, so that you have a straight and you have an erect spine. From there, you're going to feel a stretch in your inner thigh. You're going to feel a little bit in your abdomen. You're definitely going to feel this in your upper back, right? It makes a difference. Now, say, yo, Eric, I can't hold myself. I fall forward or I fall backward whenever I do the prayer squat. Cool. What I want you to do is hold on to something. Hold on to something, shift those hips back, and then hold yourself for about 20 to 30 seconds. Look, if you do this one exercise, the prayer squat, if you do the prayer squat for 1 minute a day for 7 days straight, I would say 2 weeks, but at least 7 days straight, your flexibility, your mobility, and your strength in your legs will change significantly. But just by doing the prayer squat, I can guarantee that, because you don't already do it. And the last thing, this one is the most freaking amazing stretch. That's why I saved it for last. For you who are watching right now, I saved it for you. You're going to end up on your knees. Your knees are going to be together. You want to have your hands straight out in front, just like this, right? Boom. And then what you want to do is just turn to the side, just like this. You're going to feel this stretch all the way in your obliques. It is lateral flexion. You're going to feel it in your spine. You're going to feel it all back here. And I'd hold this bad boy for about 20 to 30 seconds. How do you know you're doing it right? If your thumbs are up and you turn and they're completely to the side along with your upper body and your head, then that's when you know you're doing it right. So take this routine and do it at any point during the day. I like to do it in the morning right when I wake up, and I like to do it in the afternoon when I start getting pretty tired from the whole day. So I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, then please go ahead, share it out, and talk what it's about. It's about stretching, right? It's about actually having the energy to move and be mobile throughout the entire day. And, of course, right, let me know below what you ended up thinking, because this can help determine what kind of content we're going to bring. So for those that ended up watching, Alan, thank you. Miss Barbara, I appreciate you. Jess, what up? Brandon, thank you for watching. World's crappiest stretch, yeah? I thought it was world's creepiest. It could be world's creepiest. What up, Stacy? What's up, Tracy and Carol? Happy birthday to your daughter. What's up, Damien? Great for competitive athletes, casual exercises, and everywhere in between. Yes, it is. right? Yes, it is. You might be able to, like, if you're double jointed, you can be too mobile, but y'all, mobility, it's the new sexy. Whenever you can move effortlessly and you don't get worn out by walking up the stairs, it says a lot about you taking care of yourself, right? Jana, thank you for watching. Matt, thank you for watching. Captain Brooks Levy, my man. I haven't seen that dude in a long time. He's a good guy. So y'all, if you're watching this now, go ahead, put hashtag replay in the oh my gosh, in the comments below, and let me know what you thought about it. I appreciate you. You're amazing. You're unstoppable. And use these stretches and your body will change, right? After a week, if you stick with this for a week, you will feel better. Esther, those stretches feel great. Listen to Esther. Esther said these stretches feel great. I miss you too, Brooks. I was about to call you Captain, but you are a Captain. I miss you too, Captain. I'll catch you later. All right, y'all be good, and let me know what else you want to hear about in the comment box. Peace.